Hi, everybody. This is Allison from Alley Cat Creations. How are you? I have co-host number 1 right here. So just to give everybody a basis on what's going on, I have a massive infection in my tooth that needs to get pulled, but I can't afford to get it pulled. My whole face is swollen right here. I managed to get the keys to the universe done today, but I had to rest because it's hard to open my mouth. And I was having trouble all week pronouncing words. I'm like, okay, it's not those crazy words that most people have a hard time. It was like a lot of things. It was very frustrating. Then to come find out, I don't feel pain. I'm just poopy. And there's pressure. I started taking some supplements. I don't take them now all the time because I'm running low and I can't afford them. And I have whatever's left of antibiotics that I have. Because I tried doing pulling before. I tried, and I mean, they're not going to go away in a day. So I don't imagine that things are going in that direction. But, you know, not easy. So if anything tonight, please just be mindful. Certain things will not come out of my mouth properly. And I do apologize, but I'm very, very super excited about this next topic. It's going to be in a couple of episodes. Yes, this is my artwork, by the way. Is our reality based on a game, the World of Warcraft? I don't know if you guys can see that clearly. Here's a quick sketch, by the way. Not my best work. I'm just looking at myself. When someone doesn't eat, and someone eats. I have to make fun of myself because I am all that I have. So before I begin, please hit the like button. Please share and subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so already. I'm starting to get more people, and hopefully FluffTube doesn't take those people away, as it has been for at least 2 weeks. I get to a certain number and then all of a sudden it drops. I get to a certain number and I'm not really doing anything. In the middle of my videos, I might be. Yeah. So, World of Warcraft. I'm going to do a lot of share screening so that we understand what's going on. So this is World of Warcraft. It's a game. I played it for 14 years. And when I came upon information that Blizzard is the maker of a few games, not just World of Warcraft, it's of a few games, and some of them have very similar storylines, some of them have a lot, but World of Warcraft is like one of their biggest hits. And I didn't join when it first came out. I joined with the second expansion. I was dating somebody at the time who was like enthralled in this game, and he taught me how to play, which was like crazy. It's just too much information for me. But eventually I got the wing of it and I fell in love with it. And for a very long time I played. It was my escape from reality. It was a place where I had friends, I had people to, you know, get in the game and talk with and have socialized life, because for many years, after high school, I lost a lot of my friends. I think my friends in high school just accepted me because of the people that some of the people I hung out with liked me, but otherwise everybody thought I was cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs and didn't much catch on to anything I had to say. Lo and behold, later on in life, a lot of those people now talk to me. Because now you're seeing what I'm saying is actually coming to reality. So how does World of Warcraft embrace our reality? There are a few people who have done incredible, mind-blowing episodes of the simulation, that we live in a simulation. And I don't think they're off by one bit. And there's documentation put out by and some other well-established 3-letter agencies who have put it out that this is a simulation. Why not? There is a patent to this solar simulator in the sky. Does that mean that there is no real sun? Absolutely, there is. Is a crystallized sun at the central of the universe, which inhabits Alcyon. Again, you don't need to believe that. Take what resonates. But for somebody who played a game for a very long time, I can compare the reality of this game to our reality that we supposedly live in, and make a lot of connections that make a lot of sense. In this episode, I want to focus on the very beginning of this game. And I'm going to tie in us in interstreams. Sorry, I just want to click. Whoop. So I'm going to share screen again. Oh, wrong thing. Like Zoom just changed their outfit of things, and it's just saying. So on the screen, it won't let me blow it up. We have a blue tab and we have a red tab, and that's the Alliance and the Horde. The Alliance and the Horde, and there's a new expansion out, so it goes over the changes in the makeup of what the characters look like. But if you want to take a look at, there's duality. Now I've been tackling this with the Law of One, the Wanderer's Handbook, big time when I'm doing my videos on those, that we live in a duality. We have good and evil, and third density is, in essence, duality. It's magnetism. You have to have its opposites. The law, the Keys to the Universe also talks about this, big time. And we have to have both, because that's third dimensional, third density reality. We have to have a mixture and balance. So when you first get the game, you have to come and create a name, as if like you are birthing yourself. Okay. So back in the day, my name was Corpse Alley Cat. Okay, Morgan, my co-host, is playing with her toy and she makes noise. So if you hear that, it's Kitty playing. And then I had Corpse Cat. And you can make a slew of different characters. What's unique about this idea of birthing yourself into a character is that you do the same thing when you, in essence, are in your soul essence upstairs waiting to be reincarnated. So here you could become a human, a dwarf, a night elf, a gnome, a draenei. There's other races, but this is just from the classic. And on the bad side, you can be an orc, the undead, a tauren, a troll, a blood elf, a goblin. There are others. I think you can become hang on. Let's see if it says it here. A Pandarin, a Worgen. That's a shapeshifter, by the way. Yeah. So here is the alliance up here. This is the good guys, and here's for the horde. This is the bad guys. Now, each of those, you can choose what you want to be, and each have different traits. So a human has certain abilities, a night elf, which I usually put myself in. They had the invisibility cloaking mechanism so that no matter what character you choose to be, which is you could be a healer, you could be a hunter, you could be a druid, a mage, and all of these things have different abilities and they do different things, they use different weapons. You embrace whatever trait you choose. And each has a different advantage for each player. So it's all up to you. So the same thing when you are waiting to come down and choosing your reality that you're going to live and learn from, you get to choose your parents, the religion, all the catalysts. Remember, that's a big word that I've been using in the Law of One and the Wanderer's Handbook is the catalyst. Catalyst is things that are put in your path to learn from. Wicked, bad, the good, all of it. You come into this world, you are getting challenged because that's soul growth. Same thing with this game, but you get to choose your reality by just picking a character. Now, with just picking a character, then you get to choose, let's say for myself, my corpse alley cat character, she was a night elf hunter. And being a hunter, I have a pet. I have to get one first. But when you start out, you get a pet. And then I could choose from a bow and arrow, a gun, or a crossbow as my weapons. My other character was Corpse Cat, and she was a druid, and she healed everybody and herself. And that has a slew of other things. And I'm just taking those two examples. And it's on the same for the other side. The evil side has the same thing. So I could play a blood elf hunter, and it's the same abilities, same stuff. I could be a human. I could be an orc. Whatever the case is, it's the same on either side. You get to choose the same. And you get to choose what polarity you're going to play in this life. Are you going to be a service to others, or are you going to be a service to yourself? Good and evil. So already you are being given the opportunity to choose your path. Either path, you still have to be amongst other people. This is a live role action playing game. You are brought in, I'll go into that in a little bit, to a space with thousands, if not millions of other players, good and bad. When you start out at level 1, it's like you just got born. And you really don't have too many people bothering you because out of respect, people know that you're trying to level. And that's how we start out on our lives, on this journey, on this third dimensional journey. You are birthed through your mother. Birthed through your mother. And you have nothing. And then mom puts some clothes on, very little bit, because that's all you need. You know, unless it's the winter time and you need, you know, be bundled up. But you're wearing a onesie and a diaper, guys. And then as you get older, you get more clothes. And you become self-aware. And then you go out and you journey a little bit, but not so far. Then as you get older, you can start walking, and then you can start exploring just a little bit more. And you go through all these experiences, becoming more self-aware, developing your personality, developing a sense of self and a sense of your area and your environment and your atmosphere. Here's Miss Loudmouth over here. And in the game, it's the same way. It's the absolute same way. You're not starting off, though, as an infant. You're starting off at level 1. So once you pick a character, I chose to be a night elf hunter. And the night elves start out in this place. Let me see. I don't think I have a picture of it. Again, guys, I had to choose very wisely. Let's just go over some pictures. So we have the Horde. So here, this is before you even enter the game, and this is a night elf hunter. There's a little tiger, per se, there. And then you got the basic, and you can change the hair color and the face, and you can do all kinds of customizations. But this is what this person shows, and then you get to choose your name. And then you have all the things that you need right here. And you could be male or female, by the way. I am going to skip this. So these are just some fun pictures. We'll get back to them. And this is a demon hunter. She's sexy. And this is a guild of people, and this is what's set up to be a raid. I'll get into all that fun stuff later, but these are other people, and they're grouped together in a bunch of people. In the game, you have trades to do. So you could fish, you could cook, you could do first aid. So fishing helps with food. Fishing helps get other items. So you can go fishing in whatever body of water allows you to do so. This is Stormwind. This is where the humans are. And then we have quests, even though this guy is going to jump up, ascend to, that looks like level 90. This is his little character at level 1. He's a human. So this person is also going for an upgrade. But just to give you a sense of, oops, that next, this is where you start off at level 1 and you progress and you get more gear, you get more clothes. It would be just as a child. The older you get, the more options you get. And with each race, you have different things and different textures of clothes, skirts and kilts and all kinds of fun stuff. This is one of the starting areas, Iron Forge. This is where the gnomes or the elves, the dwarfs are. This is a knight, no, a blood elf hunter. Very sweet picture. This is, I forgot exactly where the blood elves start off at, but this is where they are. So each section of a person's journey is started somewhere different. So I would start in Tressedel, starting off my journey like a baby, just going into different areas, and it opens up more to me, the lands. And then I'll go into where I go after that later. But on this map that I have up, once you get up to a certain level, so you start in Azeroth, and once you finish that land, you can go to Draenor, and then you have the option, this is now the expansion that I first started, the Outlands, which is out of space, which is really cool. So you got to go through all of this area on this map, and then you get to go here. And then you get to go there. Now, why am I showing you guys this? Lands beyond the ice wall. The realms, the planes of existence. So all they are is planes of existence. So is Blizzard giving us a hint here that there is way more than we could think of? Perhaps. I don't question it anymore because after playing the game, whoa, wow. No. Sorry guys, I had take more aspirin for that. So getting back to the maps, it expands out as you move on. But we're going to rewind because I'm getting ahead of myself because I'm so excited. I really am. So at the beginning of the game, you get to choose your circumstances. You get to choose your name, which your parents do for you, by the way, but obviously it's a game. You get to choose a lot of options. And now here you are born into this game. Just like life, the game gives you quests. Now, each quest asks you to do certain tasks, whether it be gather herbs, gather flowers, gather ore, start shooting and killing boar for food, and doing all kinds of crazy stuff, right? As you keep going, you accumulate a lot, and you have a little satchel on your back. And all these things have a purpose. Just like in life, you go on you're a baby, you're crawling around, and your quest is to eventually stand or to roll over or to, have mom differentiate the cries that you put out so that she knows when you wet your diaper or you have to go poop or you're hungry, whatever have you. You do these things, and in the game, it's very similar to that experience. Once you gain enough experience by doing all these quests, you move to a different part of the board. So you leave an area, now you're exploring a new area with a little harder challenges, not that difficult that you can't complete them, because again, you're starting out with bare minimum nothing. So as a kid, you're really starting out with bare minimum nothing. You're at the mercy of others to help you and guide you. Here, you're kind of doing it alone, but you're not an infant. You are what we would want to call an adult, but you're level 1. So you eventually hit level 2, level 3, level 4, And now you're getting more clothes, you're getting better clothes, and each thing has stats, and each thing gives you different powers that you can use to help you traverse this game. And I want to say the very same thing about our lives. As we grow and we get older, we have conscious ability to pick up on and in tune in with our abilities. Now, some people say, I don't have any of that. I was born with them. A lot of people are. A lot of children after a certain age, it fades away, but it's still there. They just have to relearn how to tap into it. We're very intuitive. We're really with the other side. When we're born up until, it depends, everybody differs, 6, 7. And then we have, sorry, cat hair, our sense of who we really are and our abilities. The gut instincts is an ability, all that fun. So the same thing with this game. You're given abilities and they heighten as you get old, as you level up, or what we will call getting older. Now, each faction, even the bad guys, have the same experience that you're going through. They're just going through it in a negative polarity sense. And that's the same experience. They still have to do the same quests in their area. They still have to traverse the land. They still have to be self-aware. They still have to do everything that we do, the Alliance. Okay, there's no difference. But they just chose that role. And I chose my role. Just like in life. You chose before you came down, are you going to be a service to others? Are you going to be a good person? And not to say that people that are negatively polarized are bad people. They're not at all. They just signed up to give people catalysts to be the asshole, to be the jerk, to be the inconvenience, to be the narcissist, to teach you what you need as a soul. And you all upstairs devise this whole thing amongst your soul group. You're like, all right, you're going to play that role for me. You need to teach me about the empathic narcissistic relationship. When we get down there, whenever I meet you again, if we're bound to be together and we end up being together, okay, but that's what I need. So you need to do it for me. And then I need to show you how to treat a woman better. And it's a both way. The door swings both ways. And those negative people are giving you a lesson to better yourself. And it's going to fucking hurt. Let me tell you what. I was on the floor hysterically crying. My angels had to come and calm me the heck down. Because it was devastating. Very painful. But I needed that lesson. I needed to know what it was like. I needed to learn from it. Just like in the game. Now you keep going through each level. The quests get harder. But you're getting better items for it. And just like in life, you're going through life and you're going to have good experiences and bad experience. But when you have a good experience, you're going to gain a lot from it and you're going to learn and you're going to get rewarded, whether it be a material item. You know, you go and do a great job on that test in school and mom and dad promised you were going to get that toy. And most of the time you got it. Okay. They got incentives for being good. Same thing in the game. You go and do all these quests, you get rewards. And those rewards get bigger and better as you level up. And as you grow. So again, here we are The game is doing the same thing as life. And as you keep going, to a certain extent, you hit level 10. And this unlocks new lands for you. You still stay within the first map. So I'm gonna share screen again. So you're staying here where I'm circling my cursor. So if you started out over here, there's little lands over here or over here. You're gonna go to one of those lands and you're gonna go and discover everything on these lands. And then you get to take a boat over and come over to these lands. So there's boats, and you see there's some ice wall right there. There's some ice wall. So there's modes of transportation, just like us. They have cars in the real world, elevators. In this game, you get mounts. You get animals and creatures to ride upon. But not only do you get, like, that would be the cars. Eventually, when you level very high up and have a lot more money, you can get flight. And you can fly on a dragon. Or a griffin. Or whatever have you. There's 1,000 of them. Interestingly enough, this game foreshadows a lot. And I'll go more in depth in the next episode on portals. As you get higher in rank and you traverse different lands, you can go back to the old lands. You just go through a portal, a stargate. Looks like it. You go from one section or one land to another. What is Blizzard trying to tell us? Are they trying to tell us the truth? I don't know. But I think I really honestly think they were telling us something. But I just really want to go over and cover the classic to the Outlands before I jump in any further. I know people who played World of Warcraft were probably like, but you're missing this point. I know I'm missing a lot, but I'm not trying to overwhelm people who have never played the game before, so calm down. And unfortunately, because I cannot afford to play the game, I would have taken screenshots of my character traversing the game. And I would have actually showed you guys how to make a character and how it's like to just come into existence. But I don't have that ability. Would have been really fun to do that. I would say if anybody's willing to give me their, I would have to upgrade. I don't know if anybody that plays World of Warcraft, I haven't played in a couple of years. I know they just came out with an expansion. Do I have to buy the expansion to show the beginning stuff and when I log in? Or can I use someone else's login? But I think my computer still needs to upgrade. I don't know. Either way, So I just chose this picture. This is what we call a boss. So at some point in your career of leveling up, you get to go into these challenges with 4 other people, so there's 5 of you. And you're going to use your abilities throughout an entire experience to get to that boss. So you're going to traverse a castle, just like in Mario Brothers, and you're going to be put through obstacles, and you're going to have somebody there that's going to heal you. You're going to have yourself that whatever ability. It's me as a hunter. I'm going to have my pet shoot out and gnaw away at a bad guy, and I'm going to shoot from afar. And then you have a guy called a tank that's going to come in and just wham you, wham bam and slam you. And then you have other host of characters that have different abilities that will come in and do their abilities. And when you all come together, you work as a cohesive team. And eventually you get to the end and you have bosses, and the bosses drop big gear for you because you get fun stuff, and you get money also. We don't have that in our real life, but we do have obstacles and challenges that we do go through in real life, and sometimes they're very overwhelming. Sometimes it's like going through a castle, trying to figure life out, trying to get to the next achievement. So let's say the first thing you do is going through school. You're going through elementary school, and you're learning and you're battling each and every day. You got all kinds of shit happening and being thrown at you at once, and you have to deal with it. And instead of you hitting it with make pretend arrows and having a pet be put on it, you're dealing it with it logically with your mind, and you're growing your soul through this experience that you call life. You are also amongst other people doing the same experience, but perceiving it differently in a metaphysical sense. So just like life, this game is hinting at a whole lot. In the game, when you're a really low level, it's really easy to die. The fun part about this game is that you're what's called resurrected, and your essence floats back to your body, and then you jump out alive. So night elves come in a circular orb, and you flow through the air, and you have to traverse all the way back to your body, and then you're spawned again. That doesn't happen in reality. But early third density, something very similar did happen. Early in third density, from going from second density to third density, you got the vibrating fluctuations of frequencies happening. You're vibrating, and here you are a human form, but you're just a basic human form. And you're going to go through an experience, and then, oops, you died by fire. You go up and you come right back down into a new body, and then you have to redo it all over again from the beginning. And then you learn not to go near the fire, that it burns you and you died. Then you drowned. Your soul essence goes up and you come right back down. And then now you know to stay a little further away from the water, that you can't swim. You didn't get those lessons. And this cycle has been happening for thousands of our years. All of us have been killed instantaneously, whether it through war, whether it through some dumb act that we did, maybe something catastrophic happened and we happen to die through that. In the early stages of third density, beginning of the 25,000 year cycle, we didn't have that much lessons to learn because we had to go through the living experience of going through each time and cycling in and out of bodies because we needed to know right from wrong. We needed to know our terrain. So we would differentially reincarnate in different experiences in different parts of the world. We were everything, everybody, male, gender. We were everything before we came consciously into this body. Some of us can remember our past lives. We go through this cycle. Now we're at the tail end of third density. And now we're vibrating. Some of us are vibrating already on fourth density, but we're not. We're still here in third. We're in third dimension. There's no fourth dimension just yet, but we're vibrating. The density is there. We're waiting. We're going up and down. So our lifespan has increased. Does that mean that if you pass away that you're not ascending? No, that doesn't mean squat. You're going to continue to go. If you have the vibrations for it, you're going to go. Some people are going to be held back and stay again and repeat third because their soul's just not done with the lessons here yet. There are some souls who are younger. And again, when I say with the beauty about World of Warcraft is that you could be a human, you could be a Draenei, you could be an orc, you could be a dwarf, you could be anything you choose to be, good and bad. That doesn't mean their soul is coming from Earth. Their soul might be coming from Alpha Centauri B. Their soul might be coming from Orion. Their soul might be coming from Sirius, Pleiades, Cassiopeia, Zeta Reticuli, Boots, all these constellations, right? Those souls come and inhabit us because they want the human experience. So this game is kind of hinting at that, even though it isn't, but it is, because you have a whole plethora of people now playing together. The makeup is all different. The looks are all very different. Is Blizzard and World of Warcraft trying to prepare you for the next plane of existence? Because you're working all together as a group. I'm going to show you a really interesting video, and I'm sure everybody has seen this one, and if you haven't, this is hysterical. It's really funny, at least for gamers. But you're all working together. So the night elves are working with the humans, working with the dwarves, working with the worgans. You're all working together. And that's what humanity is failing at right now, because we're not working together. And why do I say that? I don't care what side of the political spectrum you're on, okay? Whether you are right, left, or indifferent, whether you're spiritual or religious, if you are a human being on this planet, on Earth right now, what are you doing to better the world? Because you know what I'm seeing? Everybody's in it for themselves. There are some people who are doing a lot for humanity. But in my experience that I'm perceiving right now, I hit hard times. I only have a few people that help me out, which is great. And I don't put any ill will towards people who cannot do it. Okay. But there are plenty of people out there that can. Who, whatever their reasoning is, voted for what is going on in our world right now. Well, I sit here. And yes, it's a part of the experience that I signed up for. I'm not doubting that. But where is the lesson to humanity? The lesson is to help one another out. That is what is lacking, where the World of Warcraft game is pulling everybody together to work for a common goal. So that common goal is, you'll see when I play the video, they're going to go in, they're all working together to get one guy, Leeroy, I just hinted at what video I'm going to play, a piece of gear. And they all went in together for this mission. Where's the unity on either side? For making our world a better place, not tearing it down. You can believe in whatever you would like to believe in. You can fight for whatever you want to fight for, as long as there's no one getting hurt and property is not being destroyed. There's a unity. And I'm going to put in something a little personal today. I was on Telegram. And I was getting, not that I get my hopes up much, and I really don't, but I need a string, a thread, something to pull on that makes me like want to live the next day. Because no one's paying my bills. I'm trying, I'm doing what I can. I'm sitting here sweating my face off because I can't afford to put the air conditioning on. I'm trying to put content out, even though my face is halfway swollen out of my face. I'm doing because I have the drive to do it. I can't really do much help to others, but I can do it here. And I was getting the innate gut instinct, and I got some text messages today from some people that I personally know that said something. And then a lot of people that were supposed to have, I watch a lot of podcasts and people do shows, and a lot of people dropped off today. So a lot of people gave a warning that if they don't, you don't see them, and it just, out of nowhere, people are not doing what their podcasts or their shows. And I'm getting other signs from other people that something good is about to happen. Just stay calm. Well, how are you on the side of good if every time something good seems like it's going to happen, you're bashing it down? Even if the person that made the claim, it wasn't for that reason that they didn't do the show. It doesn't even freaking matter. That's their business. But it's the fact of the response. Automatically, it's no, that's not blah, blah, blah. Okay, so you are okay financially. You don't need to worry. You have food. You have things going on for you. There are people like me 7 months now, okay, that I just need something to go on so I can keep like moving on every day, having a little bit of hope that things might look better for a future, and not waiting a whole nother fucking year in destitute while I watch the entirety of where I live have not a problem, not a lack in the world. Because I had to make a choice, or else it was suicide, what I was going to do. So, I mean, again, propelled into the matrix, here we are. Everybody plays a role and everybody plays a part. But at what point what point? And why are you choosing what side? No one's saying to give somebody over absorption of hope that it doesn't happen, but then we need to start manifesting our destiny, and we need to do it as a social memory complex in order to get that done. And we can't get that done if everybody's all self-interested on greed. And oh, that's not going to happen. Oh no, that person didn't sign something. But that doesn't matter. It's not the damn point. It's the point that things could be happening behind the scenes, and we need to hold some hope up and now envision that it's happening so that it does happen, so the timeline doesn't fucking change again. And I'm getting very animated because I want to put my point across. Catalysts. We're setting something into motion, right? We want to set something good into motion for humanity, right? There's no harm in that. If you're keeping up with politics, some country just went gold back and silver and metals. Okay, and another country's doing the same thing. What do you think that means? When our turn's coming next? Okay, so we're propelling the process. All some of us want to know if the process has started, and we don't know because everybody tells you something different. Whatever. Where we need to consciously focus on is that, okay, it is set into motion. We're all going to think about what are we going to do and how we're going to do and how we're going to help humanity and how we're going to help ourselves and how we're not going to be in a lack mindset anymore. And it's not that, oh, I don't think I'm in a lack mindset. I try every day to wake up with a smile and have gratitude for what I have and thank Creator for everything that I do have still. And then I think and focus about the abundance that I would like to have in my life. Okay? But consciously together as a group, and I'm going to show you the video, I promise, we all need to have a set goal in order to manifest things as a collective. And if we keep going, well, this one said this and someone said that, but that's not what it is, and I don't buy this hogwash, and blah, 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 blah. It's negative, and it's not going nowhere. And yes, you can be skeptical, oh, this person didn't do this, and that person, and oh, this one's just giving you hopium, and that one's, okay, but at what point, we gotta wait, and keep waiting, and keep waiting, and keep waiting, but we're not doing anything but waiting. And yes, you do your research and you look up all the stuff. No one's saying not to. But at what point do you not come together as a collective and start actually fucking manifesting? It's a spiritual war and a logical war. I just want to put that out there. It needed to come out. This is very frustrating. I'm here doing my work. I'm doing my visioning every day, trying to bring in good things for everybody. I don't care, again, what side. If you're religious, you don't believe. If you're ascending, you're not ascending. I don't care. We all need some kind of relief. A lot of us need to start waking the hell up to what's actually going on in the world. That's why I'm doing this video. Simulation or not, a video game or not, we're still conscious. And just like the game, as you go through all the levels, you get harder and harder catalysts or quests. And you get harder and harder it is for you to get your rewards. But when you get them, it's so good when you do. It's like, finally, I beat that boss after 25 times of trying, and I finally did it. It's an accomplishment. And then you get what you need. And then you move on to the next chapter, to the next level with harder bosses to go face and with harder challenges to go through. The game is showing you how life is played. And I hope I don't get taken down. This is for entertainment purposes only.
Anything off this guy, or can we bypass him?
I think Leeroy needs something from this guy.
Leeroy is here.
Oh, he needs those devout shoulders. Isn't he a paladin?
Yeah, but that'll help him heal better. He'll have more mana.
Christ. Okay. Well, what we'll do, I'll run in first, gather up all the eggs so we can kind of just, blast them all down with AoE. I will use Intimidating Shout to kind of scatter them so we don't have to fight a whole bunch.
They're
of
using their
once.
abilities and going through the game
when my
plan.
shout's done, I'll need Anthony to come in and drop his shout too, so we can keep them scattered, not to fight too many. When his is done, Bass, of course, need to run in and do the same thing. We're going to need Divine Intervention on our mages, so they can AE, so we can, of course, get them down fast, because we're bringing all these guys. I mean, we'll be in trouble if we don't take them down quick. I think it's a pretty good plan. We should be able to pull it off this time. What do you think, Abdul? Can you give me a number crunch real quick?
Yeah, give me a sec. I'm coming up with 32.33, repeating, of course, percentage of survival.
Oh, that's a lot better than we usually do. All right, go. Ready, guys?
Oh my God, he just ran in.
See, now they're all gonna go help him because he wasn't paying attention.
Oh, gee. Oh, fuck.
Sorry for the language.
Hurry up. I can't move. Am I lagging? What the hell? I can't move. Oh my God. Just keep saying that. I don't think you can cast with that shit. Oh my God.
I'm gonna still play without the volume. So Leeroy is AWOL, and he needs a pair of shoulders. And now the guys are talking amongst each other, like they have all this whole plan set out. You see all the dragons there. They're all and now he's dead. They all have abilities, and each one are working together with their abilities to take down all these little flying dragon whelp. They're called whelps. So they're all standing in a circle. They're all on their headsets. They're all talking to each other. Like, yeah, you're going to do this. You're going to do that. We're going to do all these abilities that one character has. And then you're going to come in and do the same thing so that things are mitigated. And you're going to do this so that the mages shoot, they have different abilities. You can choose fire, arcane, or frost. They have what's called AoE, which is a lot of damage that comes in all over the place. So they're going to do that, and you need to put that on them. And they all cohesively work together in this game to try to take everything down. Well, what happens when somebody is not paying attention to the plan and just runs in? Death. And everybody goes. And then you have to, and that's a very hard place to find your body, like going through this whole entire, like it's in a castle kind of area. And it's not easy to get back to your body. It takes a while to find where you were. I know, because I've died in that same place a bunch of times. And then you respawn, you eat, you get your health back, and then you gotta wait a little bit, and then you do it again. But like life, we need a group to work together. Just like the World of Warcraft game. To manifest what's to come. And individually, we have our own innate abilities to do certain things. But collectively as a whole, we all need to come together in order for these things to manifest faster. The timeline keeps getting changed over and over and over and over and over again because catalysts keep going off that is pushing everything back. Now it's our time to move forward as humanity. Just like this game. The classic World of Warcraft, you had your few characters you can choose from. Bring that back. You have your classic human, dwarf, night elf, gnome, draenei. And then you have your orc, your undead, your tauren, your troll, your blood elf, and your goblin. You have all these things, and there's a worgen under there. You have all these characters that you could choose from. But then once you finish that classic, you move up some expansions or different planes of existence. You add characters. In some expansions, there was the Night King. Some expansions, there was the panda, the worgen. You have different species you can start playing that have their own abilities. Are we being told that the next plane of existence, we're going to have new multiple players join the queue? It won't just be humans. It might be Pleiadians. It might be Elfin Centaurians, Syrians, Andromedans. It could be a host of things. Is the game telling us about the planes of existence and the densities and the levels of consciousness to achieve your goals? You go through the levels. You get more self-awareness. You get more harder quests. You get more rewards. The rewards keep getting harder and harder to achieve. But eventually when you do, you feel great. You feel happy. You succeed. Yay! And everybody else is cheering for you because they did it and worked together as a group, as a collective. The beginning of this game is very interesting. It's like the beginning of life. You start out with nothing. You might have a couple of people that start out with you that help you throughout the way. You gain experience and you start moving to different quests, to different levels. And then eventually you branch off to different lands. I'll go into another episode about the portals, the Stargate kind of things. Let's see if I can get some pictures of those. And then you have your trades and skills that you acquire that you choose. You get to choose too. So let's say, for instance, I want to be an herbalist and make alchemy, make potions for healing and mana, and to grow bigger, to go faster, to swim underwater. Then I have to pick herbs, be an herbalist in order to alchemize those herbs into potions. And then I could be a miner, and then I can make craft. I can make weapons. I get to choose which specialty I want to go into, but you get to choose what you want to do. Or maybe you kill animals. Besides the meat, you get the skins, and then you make cloth and wool. And then you can start clothing people that don't wear the chainmail, they wear the leather. And then you can make a lot of different things out of that profession. There's a few other professions. I'm just bringing up those three for an example. But you get to choose those things, and then you get to do first aid, you get to do fishing. These are life skills that some people do know and some people don't. But in the game, it's necessary to have all of them. And then eventually, when it's time to first start driving your car in human land, you get to get your first mount, which is like an animal. And that you can't fly on it yet. You can go a little faster instead of walking everywhere, like a sim game. You get to use your mount to traverse the land. World of Warcraft is a very interesting game. It's a very fun game. It's obsessive compulsion. If I haven't seen it, I used to spend all day and all night in the, when I wasn't working. I would go out. Hey, what's up, Allie? Want to come out and play? I'm playing my game. And it was really fun. And it was social. It was great. It was nice being with people that worked together. It was nice being around a bunch of people that didn't take it too seriously and knew that it's okay if you messed up. They were going to support you, and they were going to show you or explain to you what you need to do. Instead of belated, and nowadays games are completely different. I think that's another reason why I kind of stopped. With the capacity of, and please, I'm not a player, I'm not a gamer where like I'm out for blood. There are people that are, and it's very frustrating in the World of Warcraft when you have a mission and you're just trying to go about your day, and then one of the other guys from the other side comes and tries to kill you. Or they wipe everything out that you need to kill, and you now have to wait. It's really annoying. But that's life. That's just like life. At any time, the other side could come down, a higher level can come down and just wipe you out. Don't care. Done. Boop. Dead. Obviously, you respawn and you come back to life. But throughout this series, I'm going to start going into details more about the different races, the portals, the lands in the sky, some of the other expansions that deal with some interesting topics that I'm going to save. But I wanted to just touch the basics of World of Warcraft and how it's like coming into our world. You have minimal experience and you start gaining experience. You have minimal things, and then you, by doing and achieving, you gain. You have battles, and sometimes you have to repeat those battles, and you have to do the same thing. If you attack too many things at once, they're all going to come and kick your butt. And then when you come back again, you're going to learn when you go into that experience, okay, I can't pull all those guys at once. I can pull one, get them down half health, then I'm going to pull that one and start on him while I finish him off. And I'm going to do it that way. This way I'm not going to get overwhelmed. And that's just through like actual life experience. When you take on too much in this world, it gets very heavily overwhelming. And life becomes really difficult and very stressful. And that's when we add on, I mean, this is naturally, but I mean, if I was that stressed out as a child, can you imagine? I was 17 when this started coming in. This game has a lot of components to it. It takes a while to get used to. It is super fun. I enjoyed it. And even when every one of my people that I used to play with kind of went off and had their own lives and did their own things, I made real life friends. Now I really don't speak to any of them. Here and there I do. We check in on each other. But it's a community of people that are like-minded, that are in it for a game, in it for the camaraderie, in it for companionship, in it to just have an experience. Sometimes life gets too hard and you have to go outside of your life and pretend to be something else for a little bit so that it's not so bad. But this game started to dawn on me as I'm reading all the metaphysics and as I'm reading all the spiritual stuff that I'm reading, and then I'm putting a lot of things together and putting a lot of dots. And when a certain person was like, well, Blizzard has something about a simulation and the game, and it's game theory. I don't know, I have to go through my documents to see if I even have it. I don't think I do. And I'm sure you can find it on Scribed. The Blizzard is very much a part of the simulation. It's no accident that we're dimensional beings, that we started off that way. We're on the negative polarity abyss. And not to say Mother Gaia is the abyss. The experience, the level of the video game that we're in, is the lower heaven. So everything fell. And as we go through our experience, right? I don't even know where World of Warcraft right now is up to in levels, but I stopped at like level 120. Let's just say from 1 to 100, you're in third density. And here you are at level 99. You have your gear. You have all this experience in the game and in life. You have all this wisdom and this knowledge because you've been playing this game for years and years and years. You know the ins, you know the outs, you know all the keystrokes, you know all how the other characters are and how they go about playing. You know about the good side, the bad side, and the ugly. You know about all the glitches. You know that you can glitch out into space and then you float away into some abyss somewhere or in the middle of a castle that you've never been in. This stuff is like real life. You're at level 99, you're going up to 100, you're not there yet, you're like 99 and like 80%, you almost got that experience. But you need your group to work together. You need this big raid, and it's a big complex that you need to go through to get to that last boss, and you keep wiping out, and because no one's working together, like our Leeroy, who wasn't paying attention to the game plan, ran in and started slicing and dicing And then everybody died because he wasn't paying attention, even though it's a really funny video and Leeroy Jenkins is hysterical and amazing. That's not like what you do in the game. Like, everybody plays their part because everybody's important and everybody has his place. It's the same way when I'm in all of my videos and telling you, all of us have a puzzle piece to put on the grandest of biggest puzzles. And each one of us puts that puzzle piece down. And then we start finding out where it goes. Everyone is important in this. No one is not important. We all are important. Even the bad guys, they're important. They're here to wake us up. You know, like in the game, we pose the same threat to them as they do to us. I can go to their little town and go down and like, ha ha, and shoot at them and they die. They could do the same thing to me. Okay, doesn't do anything. It's sometimes fun. But there's no limitations there. They could do the same thing. I could do the same thing. The problem is, this time when we level up to 100, we're moving up into the light. We finished this dark board. We're done. Done. We're gonna portal. Go through the portal. Ah, shut up. Ah. And now we're in the heavens. We're upstairs. It's like we could float up here. But we're stuck on this 99 level at 80%, and we can't get through past this experience until everybody stops hopping off on the I'm going to do my own thing train, and we all do it together as a cohesive whole, because we all have the same pieces. You know, we might not win that piece of gear like someone else might, because that's what happens with the raid. Sometimes what you need doesn't drop, but you know what? You did it for somebody else that could use that piece. You all go in for the experience to do it together. That, if anything from World of Warcraft you can get out of this game and out of this episode, is absolutely that. Once you pillage through level 1, and you get your little shirt and your little pair of shorts and your little tiny staff, you traverse, you whack things, you grow. Okay, have my a little bit of experience. Now I'm going to go into this land. Ooh, I have to go into a cave. And then you're traversing through level to level to level. And then as you keep going further, you're going to meet people that are going to help you get through those quests. And then sometimes you go in and you queue for a raid. And you're working with strangers. You're working with absolute strangers from all different parts of the world. They don't matter. And you're working together in a nice, cohesive manner. Some people are rude. Don't be rude. Everybody plays on a different pace. Same thing as life. Not everybody's on the same pace as you. Not everybody thinks like you. So you convey the message. You sit down with your plan. Hey, you know, this is what's worked in the past. Here, this might work here now. Let's try it. Okay, you're gonna stand over here by this guy. You're gonna go over here in that back wall. You're gonna come in. After I do this, you're gonna come and take over my shift. I'm gonna step back and heal. Then I'm gonna come in and we're gonna jump back and forth. Those are the tanks. Okay. Then you have your long range guys. You go pew, pew, pew. And you do all different things. You shoot your stuff. Woo. And then all the healers are like bubbling and raining amazing things down from the sky. Some of us become trees, the tree of life, and we're sprinkling love and mana on people to heal them. This is World of Warcraft, guys. I'm pissed that I can't put the game on just to show you my character and what I do. And I haven't played in years, but I still remember, and I don't even know what goes on, but it's complicated because of the expansion, and that costs money. I'm going to see if I could play around with it, if I can even get it to start. I don't want to overwhelm my laptop because I have all these videos saved. But the point that I'm trying to bring is that we got to get out of this. Okay, we can't spread hopium, but we need to give a string somewhere. And I'm not saying all these people have the information and people have all kinds of intel and people have all kinds of this. Logically, though, if you know that there are people who are having it really rough right now, okay, you're not spreading hopium by saying, okay, there's stuff happening. What obviously we could see it, but you know, let's keep on the, like, something has to start happening soon. People are losing faith as it is. Give a string. That's all. Give a string. I had to explain that. I'm like, I'm not trying to take away from anybody, or, you know, I'm just going based off what other people say that was said to an audience. That, again, it's up to them to disclose what they do, what they don't do. They disclosed something that could be possibly happening. Okay, so I'm conveying this message, like what it's in an episode. Oh, but then, but it's like a back and forth, and it's like, okay, I get it. You're trying to be protective, and that's absolutely fine. But there are people who need a little bit of a string to have some hope to get onto tomorrow. You could pay your bills. You could feed yourself. I can't. Look, I'm a mess. It is like 90 degrees in my house right now. My face is popped out. See my hair? I don't care. Don't care. Why? Because I'm trying. I'm trying to get on to the next day. Just like the game. I can't look as pretty as a night elf, even though the blood elves are really freaking sexy. They don't sweat. They look hot, even if they pass and they die. They look hot. But like the game, there's always something to look forward to. There's always a reward that you have to work for. There's always something to work for. It gives you hope, even if you keep failing. You know that reward is coming. But there are people in the game along the way that will come in to help. Maybe that's what really is lacking out of the simulation, is the help that some people need. I mean, the AI should be programming in helpers to come in to say, you know, not to save. I have to save myself, first and foremost. But we all deserve help. I've been screaming for help for 7 months. I get it here and there, and it's great. And I'm very thankful for that. I'm very, very passionate about people coming together and working as a community, because it doesn't seem like it continues to happen. I know light workers are trying. I know it because I keep seeing the increasing light language videos that are coming out. More people are coming out in all their glory, and they don't care anymore. They let down that veil and they're like, I'm going to sing light language. I don't care if I'm in tune. I'm going to say what comes out of my soul. And it's beautiful. More people are coming out with better meditations, and not to say any meditation is good or bad, but people are now resonating with meditating, guided meditations. People are coming out with better formulas, instead of, you know, working this body to relax and then abruptly stopping it at the end. Like, a lot of people do that. I don't know why. Like, they're not slowing down the ending of a meditation and then, like, you know, slowly making you come out of it. It's just like abrupt stop. Have a nice day. Some people don't, I don't respond to that. You know, it's just like the game. You're working really hard on a quest, and a bad guy or a good guy, wherever you are, doesn't matter, comes in and takes you out right before you finish the quest. And it's like, damn. It's emotional. Get heated. Get animated. It's pretty interesting. So this is going to be episode 1. It's just me ranting. It's some pictures. Unfortunately, there are a lot of pictures that are copywritten. And then there's a lot that I would like to put into the slideshow or like that format. It's just easier for me to find. And instead of going through a million tabs and slowing down my internet, I've tried that before. No, not good. Doesn't work. I'd rather do it this way. But I'm going to find, I was working pretty hard today, working on trying to find good photos, and a lot of them didn't work to show. And I don't want to, again, I don't want to get in trouble for showing other people's like pictures that they don't want to be shared, even though it's open source. Either way. But there's a lot that World of Warcraft brings to the table when it comes to reality, our reality. And if you really, really, especially if you play the game, understand the metaphysics that goes into a dimension and a density, and then what it takes for you to go through all the levels, it is the same thing. Even with my allergies, I could smell the car from outside, whoever is driving right now. You got to change that fluid. People who have played the game will totally connect to that idea. You start out with nothing, and then you start formalizing things, and it's just like life experience that you're going through and you're gaining. We might never ride dragons. I can ride my etherical dragon when I'm out and sleeping, and I can go in my astral body and just like fly away. I could fly with my dragons. I could fly with my ravens. But there's planes of existence. I'll show you next time. Each map is another plane of existence. And it's just, it keeps growing. As the game grows, the realms grow, bosses grow, things get harder, things get funner. You get to meet new people. There's servers with different realms. For the longest time, I was on Frostwolf. And the first server I was on was a New Barak. But then I swapped because a lot of my friends were like, we can't take this anymore. The server was getting populated with too many Horde players and not enough Alliance players. So there wasn't an equal give and take when you were out in the world doing your quests and going about your experience. There would be too heavy of a dominant force, so that then you would have to go to another server so that it's a little bit equal. You can compare that to the political landscape right now. I'm in a blue state. I need out. And not to say that I don't like my Democratic friends. I love them very much and very dearly. And I wouldn't put myself either as a Republican. I am neither. I don't even know what to classify myself, to be honest, because I don't think any of it is good. Until my interests are met, until the effort that I put into living life is met, until my gifts are sociably acceptable, that I am not being dismissed as an individual, invisible entity that people mock and laugh at, which you can, I don't care. But I'm not alone. When everybody starts having value for who they are, and that can walk in your authenticity, and you can earn a living doing what you were meant to be here for, not what you had to choose to live or die for. And not to say that what you do is any less important than what I do. No, but everybody should have a role and a piece in this pie, this realm in the game. Everybody has value, especially in that game. Yeah, and they're not the greatest of players. Some players are really slow. They push their buttons and things are just not going, and it can't be blamed on lag all the time. There are people who just really don't get the components of the game, but other people are willing to help assist those and say, hey, you know, when you're going about doing your casting, your spells, or you're doing your arrows and stuff, maybe you want to change the order in which you can get more damage if you do it this way. And I'm sure those people, if they take that advice, they'll be great. And they'll try it out. And if it doesn't resonate with them, someone else will give them advice. See how this is working? Trees of life, reality that we live in. The matrix, the simulation, their density. And eventually, we're going to ascend. Just like in the game. You level up to a certain point, you get all this experience, and then you portal the fuck out. And then you're in a whole new experience, but same type of game you have to play. You got to start leveling up from 101 all the way up to 120 or whatever it is now. And you still go through all these experiences and things just get harder, but you're given more abilities and you're given more talents to get through them. And right now in humanity, we're at this point, we're at the end of this level. We're right there. Where are you going to side? Again, it doesn't matter if you're on the bad team still has to work together to do the same thing as the good guys. Okay, there's no right or wrong, because this world is this simulation, this active role playing that we're all doing. We're in a LARP. Service to others is service to self. We still need to work together. You're each other's catalysts to learn from. You put stuff into motion until you stop and forgive. You stop the inertia from happening because you started to forgive. You started to release the things that no longer serve you, the people, places, and things that no longer serve you. You're releasing it. You're saying, all right, I got to go and portal out. I got to get ready for this. And we're at that stage right now where we're detoxing from people, places, and things. Although in reality, and here we are in the material world, a lot of us are stuck where we are, even though we need to be somewhere else by now. I'm stuck. I'm in New York for a reason. I think I have an idea why, but I really need to get out. And I don't know where to go. The light hasn't come to me yet to show me where to go. My life depends upon my moving. so that I can buy some time until I find a job. Or I make it on this and I can support myself, even though I'm going to have to get a side job, which is fine. I like working. I like keeping busy. But I need to be able to do it without restrictions and without everybody following, obeying things that are not constitutional, that are wrong. And you can have your feelings on it. That doesn't bother me. I respect that everybody has their free will and everybody chose what they were going to do before they came in here. So I can't knock you and I'm not going to judge you for your choice. It was your choice to make. For whatever it is in life that you did, it was your choice. But I had to have my choice as well, and you have to respect that too. And I think once everybody sees that you need to respect one another, we can all come together and fight the real evil, the big boss that's at hand right now, so that we can bring in all together collectively in this big raid that we are in, all of us with their different abilities coming together as a community, as a raid group, all different functionings that we all have. We're pew, 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 healing everybody. We're tanking, we're beating up that boss. We're all doing the same thing so we can all collectively, in one stroke, oh, we're 100, yay, and move up. If life can only materialize in this simulation, like this game has, that we can all level up together because we're all working together as a team, and even if we have failed for millennium and for 5 cycles of Earth, 5, we're on our 6th, okay? But think about it. If we all come together as a raid group and we all, like Leeroy Jenkins, we're not going to be like, we're not being like Leeroy Jenkins. We're being like the smart guy who's calculating and is doing all like, hey, you're going to do this and you're going to do that and you're going to do this. This makes sense. Anybody have a question? Da 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 da, traverse. And then we're all going to go in and we're going to battle this big boss and we're going to win and we're all going to get our goodies. We're all going to ascend. We're all going through the light. You could take it as it is. You can go with the Christ consciousness. You can go with whatever you associate and resonate with. It don't matter. You're moving up. That's the goal. But we can't get there if everybody's still stuck on this everyday cycle of repetition, of it only being yourself and no one else. And yes, there are people that think about others, but like, what are you setting into motion and what are you doing arguing points that are mute? I don't care who's trying to sell me silver or gold. I don't care. It's not within my purview or in my residence to worry about money. I just want to have what I am, what's owed to me, and I want to live comfortably, which the way I've been living now with barely anything, I'm okay with. I just want some lights on. I want to have the internet to do this work. I want to be able to go to a craft store and get epoxy resin because I enjoy making crafts. I enjoy making things that help other people. Spiritual tools. I like books. These are not far off Louis Vuitton shoes. This is not a Chanel bag. I'm not looking for the latest and greatest new vehicle that's $60,000. You know what? I really wanted my teeth fixed. That would be the most expensive thing that I would ever choose to use money on, is to actually get these infections that keep happening, because my teeth really do need to be pulled and I cannot afford it. And tell me that my coverage, nothing covers really any kind of dental experience. I'm sorry. They consider it cosmetic. Like eating isn't something that is oh, you could chew it out of a straw. I've been on those diets I already lost enough weight. At 39 years old and I'm only 5'4", I am underweight. I used to be like healthy in the 120s and 130s because I'm short and I'm a thin build, but like I'm in like 105 and 110. That's not healthy. Now put me on a liquid diet, it ain't getting any better because I can't afford the whey powder I need to have protein shakes. It's expensive. Everything is expensive. So we need to have we really all need to start, you know, no one gives dates to things, and I absolutely agree. But when people are like, well, if you know you don't see me for a little bit, there could be a really good reason why. Okay, and then you know you have a little couple of strings you can pull to feel happy that things are starting to move in the right way, and that certain things won't be dragging on a little bit. And if this kills me, you'll know because I won't be on. Unless it's the end of the month and my bills can't get paid. And then I'll be zapped out. But otherwise, if this kills me, I don't have any family. I don't have anybody that really gives a shit. I have like 5 friends that might care, but really have no way of getting into me. And I'm only putting this out there and being as passionate as I am about it because I think a lot of people miss how desperate, and not desperate in a bad way, but like how certain people are going through life, trying each and every day, doing, researching. I mean, this is just the pile of books that could fit on this chair. This is a book right here. And then I have all the Oracle stuff over here because all my Oracle stuff is over there with my journals and my note taking. Behind this computer is 4 shelves and they're filled to the brim with books. Yep. I'm doing what I can. So next time we'll progressively work our way through, and with hopefully more pictures that I can find. It took me almost a whole day to get these very few pictures. Before I clack out, I'll share them again. We have the good guys and the bad guys. This is what they look like. This is where you could choose your gender and your race. And you get, this is a hunter. This is a boss that you can fight, that drops rewards. This is a guy, what was he? He might be an orc, I don't remember. Oh no, it's a boss. And all these little mages are trying to fight him. And they're working together as a team to try to take him down. That looks like Anubis. And here's a dragon. And here's a kitty. And then this is a lodge where people port to when they want to go home and take a rest. You can go to sleep. There's some beds. You can drink alcohol. This is somewhat what my character looked like with the white hair. But I had facial markings on my character. And this is Trustadel. I don't think I'm saying that right. And this is a demon hunter. And again, this is what like a raid party would look like with, you know, each having a mount. This is what a mount is. This is their horsies. And then, you know, they have their weapons and they all have different abilities. You can fish. This is what your character looks like. And then this person bought the expansion. So they're going to just zip up to an angel status. Let's just put it that way. Same thing. I think this is Lich King. Yep. Burning Crusades. And then there was guys, it's been so damn long. This is another starting area. And again, the maps get bigger and greater as you go through the game. But next time we'll be talking about Outland. And then this is way later on in a couple of expansions out. You go to Asia. And that is it. There's some of the pictures that I can show. So I hope you enjoyed this first part of this series. Is our reality based on a game? And from me ranting, I say absolutely. Or they based our reality off a game? You decide. And I'm going to show more episodes. They're going to show more stuff. I just wanted to be basic playing field. People that don't know about World of Warcraft get a little bit of an introduction to it. And sending each and every one of you love and light wherever you are. Please start thinking about others and how you can make this world a better place. We really do need to start manifesting reality for the better. We need to change the attitude of not just the cities. There's a lot of death and destruction happening, but we need to change the attitudes that we all have about the communities that we're already in. You have to start thinking about other people and how they're being affected. And if you're in a place of abundance, that's wonderful. But we got to start thinking about, okay, I get why other people are feeling this way and why people want hopium. You know, when you go, as long as I have, with understanding the components of what's going on, it's a little hard to have hope when everything around you is crumbling in front of you. And days turn into weeks and weeks turn into months and months turn into years. And it now becomes, we need a raid party and we need to start doing everything cohesively together or else it's not going to work. And there are plenty of people working on this, but we need more people aware of this. And that's why I figured this is a very good time and opportunity for me to introduce the World of Warcraft game, how we can all start working together, how it's based off duality. And until next time, have a great night, day, evening, afternoon, brunch, lunch, breakfast, wherever you are in the world. Hope you have a wonderful rest of your weekend. Stay cool if you're in the Northeast. It's a heat wave up here. It's not that bad, actually. A little sweaty. I look like this. Not pretty. Not gonna lie. Trying to manage that. So until next time, I'll see you guys. Yay to the start of a new episode in a new series. Stay frosty. Bye, guys.